Bigotry has been demolished, annihilated, removed from the planet in one foul swoop. The removal of a French fry and tater tots, we may call it, from the Potato Head character from Hasbro has been castrated. That's right. There is no more Mr. Potato Head. Therefore, there must also be no more Mrs. Potato Head. Erase women much, Hasbro? This has been a spectacular backfire, masterclass in ridiculous corporate virtue signaling from a company that couldn't care less about its workers. But hey, look what it did. I mean, look at what Hasbro's been the last month. Falling off a cliff in February, right? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's get millions of dollars in free advertising in one day. That's what they did. They're getting millions of dollars in free advertising from morons. Toy Story canceled. I mean, Barbie should have... I'm sorry, Barbie, they should have their gender removed. This is insanity. This is catering towards... Look, and I've got to be honest with you here. I would be willing to bet the majority of the trans community doesn't support this. This is slacktivism. This is ridiculous. Look, I don't know how many Mr. Potato Heads they've been selling. I'm sure that some kid in a marketing meeting, they're like, man, sales of Mr. Potato Heads have completely cratered since the Toy Story movies haven't come out in a while. And then some 23-year-old intern fresh out of their gender studies school is like, now this sounds crazy, but hear me out. And they went with it. Now, am I offended by it? No. I mean, I'm not exactly in the market for a potato head toy. What this could be is they didn't have the money to continue to produce Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, so they cut it down to just Potato Head and masterfully made it this woke progressive thing, when the fact of the matter is they probably aren't selling enough units to justify both characters even existing anymore. But this via Fox News, Hasbro rebranding Mr. Potato Head as Gender Neutral Potato Head later this year. Both Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head were still listed under the original monikers on Hasbro's website as of Thursday afternoon. This is, I mean, they're collector's items now. Pick up your Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head new in box. They'll be selling for 10 times their price on eBay in 5 years when all this craziness subsides. Mr. Potato Head, the classic Hasbro toy, who presumably lived the first 68 years of his life as a male tuber, will soon be rebranded as the gender-neutral Potato Head moniker. The new name will be reflected on the packaging, scheduled to debut later this year, the Associated Press reported. Hasbro reportedly claimed that Mr. Potato Head, who's often sold alongside Mrs. Potato Head, needed a modern makeover. According to the Associated Press, Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head were still categorized under their original names on Hasbro's website. Make sure you leave a like on this video, because I think I might go insane. If you haven't yet, please click that red subscribe button down below the video. Help keep me sane. By the way, I'll be live streaming later this afternoon around dinner time, maybe 5-ish Central Time. Hope to see you there. We'll talk about a lot of other things too. Other toy brands have recently revamped their classic lineups to appeal to kids today. Barbie dolls have come in multiple skin tones, body shapes, while Thomas the Tank Engine added more girl characters. American Girl 2 is now selling a boy doll. By the way, all of these things are fine. The idea that Barbie wouldn't have multiple ethnicities in their lineup is insane. Of course he would do that. That's just good marketing. American boy dolls, I don't know how well they sell. If you want to play with a doll and you're a little boy, go have at it. You know, just if that's what your interest is. I don't want, the problem comes in when parents force it on their kids so they can take pictures of them and talk about how woke their 8-year-old is. Because that's really where a lot of this stuff comes from. If you look at some of the replies, you've got Matt Walsh here. I told my 7-year-old daughter that Mr. Potato Head is gender neutral now, and she smiled and said, "This is the greatest day of my life. Finally, I can be at peace." We hugged and I started sobbing. It was so beautiful. This is, of course, a joke. Ben Shapiro writing, "Now any child of any gender can look at a potato head and dream of growing up to be a plastic spheroid with interchangeable parts. Mrs. Potato Head has also been ended. She will be replaced by a can of Pringles." I mean, what? This is, of course, bringing up Toy Story now, people talking about that. This stuff is such a distraction. Don't buy this crap. Don't buy that Hasbro really even cares. But just this week, actually today, you have Demi Lovato comes out against gender reveal parties. There are boys with vagines and girls with the peens. Actually, no, there isn't. This is just not true. Now, I want to be clear. I accept you living your best life, no matter who you are or how you identify. Go get it. Secure your bag. Be happy. You should be accepted for being you. 100%. Love is love. And other woke comments. But the idea we are erasing gender is this weird propaganda that is picking up way too much traction. I saw a commercial last night for a medication. And you know how they always have these disclaimers at the end of it? I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but essentially it said, not for use if you were assigned female at birth. Gender is, somebody's gender is not assigned. You can identify as whatever you want, but when you go to the doctor and you need, something that is, just say for men only. Why would you say female if you were assigned female at birth? What is that? Demi Lovato, in a 9-page Instagram post, this is privilege, by the way. Singer and songwriter Demi Lovato called gender reveal parties phobic and claimed that there are boys with the ham wallets and girls with the twig and berries. Again, it's all fine and dandy in this like Twitterverse where you can identify as, an androgynous tree person. And I have always been on record, and I swear I mean it. As long as you're not infringing on anyone else's rights, I 100% support you living your best life. Now, that doesn't mean the second you start, compelling my speech or having local businesses have to change things no. All right. But if you want to live your life as a otherkin, as a unicorn human, cool. Make it interesting. You only get one chance to live. No problem with that. But to ignore science, that is where I draw the line. In particular, in particular cases, like in terms of medicine, like we should not have the medical industry embracing this nonsense. It's and again, this is, I want to be very clear. This is also not something that most people agree with. This is just weird far left rhetoric. That gender binary, which claims that there are biological boys and girls, fuels phobia in America. Again, you know what fuels phobia? Idiots who say this. We can all, we're in a room full of adults, okay? You've got, and by the way, this has been my experience. In a room full of adults, you can have any mixture of orientations and whatever, and everyone will likely agree that, yes, biology matters. So why do you think that they're so stuck on this? Why is this such a weird thing for them? It's a bizarre thing. You can be you know, a member of the trans community and still acknowledge biology. In fact, every one of my trans friends do. And you know, it's so insane. What is going on out there? It's like, I feel like the Lombardi thing. What the hell's going on out here? I mean, is this anything more than a marketing push? No, but if you don't have a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, how will you have like the little baby potato head? Are you going to remove the baby then? What about the teen, you know, the boy and the son and the daughter? Are you going to remove those potato heads too? It's just absurdity. It's free marketing from Twitter weirdos, but don't give these companies your money. Don't buy their crap. If this is how they want to market, let the weirdos who think this is an important thing, let them buy a potato them. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.